Click. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Stylus League, episode 102. Happy Saturday to you. I just had a nice little espresso that I spilled all over myself, because that's how we do here. Welcome to Stylus League. If you guys are not familiar with our show, if you're new to the show, it's a creative live stream. And every week we come on, we work on a project. We usually pick a topic to sculpt, stay on it for about 4 weeks or so, give or take. Have guests on from time to time. If you want to know the caliber of guests we have, you should probably take a look at our 100th episode. We just had our 100th episode a couple episodes ago. We had a whole bunch of heavy hitters on with us, and you can go back and check that out. And give it a like and give us a subscribe. Anyway, this month we're working on Legend of Zelda. And with that being said, I think we can start the show. It's time to start the show. We start the show.
It's the Stylus League. Mike and B pitching the pen, making pitches ascend to the highest ring. The league. Raul running the scheme. Tune into the program and wide receive. Yeah, we dropping these seeds. Art over everything. Drive the dream.
Super Friends, assemble!
Oh, we're already here. Oh, right. We don't doing
yeah. We don't do the one at a time anymore.
Too long.
No,
Mike, you said see. All right, see you later. I'm like, where's Mike going? he just came to open up the show.
Welcome to Stylus League. Welcome to Stylus League. Goodbye.
Bye. How's everybody doing this fine Saturday morning?
Lovely.
Good. This is actually just so you guys know, this is a regular size cup. I have gained way too much weight over the COVID break. I'm just letting you guys know.
You giant.
This is a regular cup, and I'm huge now.
Yeah.
Mike, don't take it the wrong way, but could you take your finger, rub it in the inside, and just like.
Ew. Welcome to the Stylus League Creative Livestream, where
we got flagged.
Where every week there's a theme that gets sculpted out.
In a cup?
I had my shot, and now I got my real deal.
I got my
cups up. Super friends. You didn't get the memo?
Yeah,
I'll have you know, while you were doing this, I just went and ordered a new T-shirt so I can have a Stylus League T-shirt. So at least I have that going now.
Okay, well,
didn't get the notification, so I can.
I would like to see you pour coffee into that T-shirt and drink it next week. What's up, Tony?
Now, will I be using the next or the plus?
Hey, bro. Hey, that's what we're not gonna do.
Yeah,
that's what we're not gonna do. That's what we're not gonna do. All right.
Just so you guys know, this is the kind of arguments we have on the pre-show. Is
bro, it was like 15 minutes before the show started.
Which coffee maker do we have? Bradley gonna tell me what I have.
Yeah, Bradley's good for that.
Bradley bought me the coffee maker. Bradley bought me the coffee maker. So he's gonna try to tell me what I have.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing today?
Nobody knows. I don't think anybody who's even looking at this now knows. Guys, welcome to Stylus League Creative Livestream, where every month there's a theme that these gentlemen sculpt a character from. This week's theme is going to be The Legend of Zelda, as explained by Mike. This is the second episode in this specific series. So if you guys want to see where everybody started, frankly, they're probably going to show you here anyway, but no, go back and go check out the prior stream to see what's going on. So with that being said, Brad, what do we got going on here? Brad, again, and because nobody was introduced because everybody just assumes, right? Brad and Tony they're our special guests this week. They are the Super Friends, and Brad Groatman is also from the B-Side. And Tony, I think you're popping in there now too, right?
Oh, yeah. Tony and I are co-hosting the B-Side. Is so much more fun than there are other voices in the room. So that's every Wednesday, folks. Make sure you're there for that. This week, last week I started out blocking out the Skull Kid, a little bit more of a creepier version, I guess, of that thing, and I'm taking the stuff that I blocked in, like the clothing, I'm going to start replacing it with something a little bit more organic feeling. I kind of want this to feel like he is of the swamp. You know why? Because I've been reading Swamp Thing. I think that's where I'm kind of like I'm moving towards that right now. So I'm going swampy with this guy today. So as you can see,
drain the swamp.
I'm taking his shorts away. I'm putting in like viney. I'm going vines. This is all about vines.
Took off his shorts. I didn't know it was that type of stream.
It's really hot in the swamp.
In the bayou. In the bayou.
Yeah. So you can't be wearing cotton in the bayou. So
no.
It's vines all day.
Question, Brad. So is the plan to incorporate Majora's Mask into the character's face as features?
This is what I was thinking. This thing that he's standing on, actually what I was thinking about doing is maybe having him standing on kind of like a crumbling ruins of like a carved version of that, just or something like that. But no, the Majora's Mask, the actual like purple thing, no, I'm kind of like I'm making that just taking the color from that. But as you can see, I did put a couple of little horns on there. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it looks like you're fusing it onto the character's like actual facial structure.
I'm still kind of trying to figure out exactly how far and how literal to go with the transferring of that. But yeah, because I'm looking at the mask now, and there's some other little spiky things going on, I think, on the bottom part. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can kind of like incorporate that and embellish this a lot more. But I was just kind of blocking out the shape and see what I thought. But yeah, I think that I have to kind of get a better picture of Majora's Mask so I can kind of get that in there a little bit more directly. But that'll be cool.
All right. No, that sounds great. And so you're gonna be building. Yeah, thanks 3D. Yeah, you tell them. You tell them. All right, cool. No, thank you for that, Brad. Tony, who are you modeling today?
I'm still working on Ganondorf. So last time I got the pose kind of roughed in, still tweaking because I know I'm gonna get some slack over it. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you will. But now today I'm working on the hands and posing those, and I'm gonna figure out the new anchor brush tool and ZBrush and some other stuff. I don't know how far we'll get today. Maybe some more accessories. Maybe I'll work on the sword a little bit. Still got a lot to do.
So what I recommend off stream is to take a look, because you have no intention on playing Tears of the Kingdom, right?
No.
Okay. So I recommend you look up watch the ending, because there's a lot of really cool like poses and ideas that you could get off of the way he moves in that final fight.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed about Tony, but it's too far gone. He don't block that.
You never know.
You never know. You could give him some inspiration.
Start over.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you scrap this whole project? Thanks.
Start over.
Yeah. All right, great, man. And where did you start last week?
Last week we started let's see, load 2. We started here. I already had him all blocked in, and he's all chunky, and
there you go.
So it went from there to here. We'll see how far we get.
Cool.
Awesome.
Clean.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley.
Yo,
what's up, brother?
I didn't do my homework, man. I'm not playing. So last week, I like to write on shit. Where's my pen? Okay, sorry about that. So last week, I started. I extruded out the cloth to take it into Marvel Designer. I went into Marvel Designer and made these things. Today, my goal is to clean up, kind of like I'm gonna probably stylize some of the cloth a little bit, enhance some of the folds. But I really want to get to work on this to make his monster hand. So I'm going to probably do that for most of the day. So.
Okay.
But the character I'm doing is Link, and it's the sky version of Link when he's just getting out of the little cave, and he has rags and a monster hand. So
yeah. He nude out there fighting people with tree branches.
But I'm gonna give him pants. I just haven't been able to start working on the pants yet. But he's gonna have pants. I'm thinking of some really cool like rough leather with some nice designs, and I'm gonna probably make him a marvelous designer. But that's the goal.
Okay. No, sounds great. Really excited to see how that turns out. And Mike, what do we got going on?
I'm working on. So first of all, I have probably to drink water. My camera died, so you know. So that happened.
Awesome.
That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have probably had the deepest knowledge of Nintendo and Zelda of everyone. So, I am. I'm working on not the main character, Zelda, but I'm working on Link.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait,
so I started.
He's a Highlandorian, right?
He's yes, that's what I said earlier on the other show. Yeah, refer back to that for knowledge. I dropped knowledge. Yeah, so no, I just kind of worked on the taking a base mesh, which I already had this time, and getting some forms kind of carved in. I want to go with the style that I used on my Black Dynamite and my Iron Fist, which is more stylized, a little more plainer. And so that's what I'm going to do with him. And now I'm going to start adding clothes and trying to catch up with everybody else.
All right.
So that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the styling of the character you're making?
The style, you mean which one am I doing?
Yeah. Well, who are you doing, and what's kind of like the inspiration? Like what are we expecting out of this?
His name is Link. And
he expects him to link, like he's gonna link.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's linking like a mug. He's gonna be. So what I'm doing with mine is I decided not to go. I see what you did there. Yeah, this is for people who maybe didn't see last week.
There we go.
Rather than making him look like the video game, Raul is on it. No, I'm going to do a kind of a quote unquote urban version of him, where he's going to be wearing clothes that they feel like Link, but they're clothes that you can buy today. Thus, you can tell I put some Timbs on him, so that's where I'm going from there, like sweatsuit and gear like that. Instead of having the sword and the shield, he'll be having like a backpack and probably boombox. So who was it that suggested that last time? 3D Maniac? Somebody said that.
I think it was the name is gonna come to me. I know who it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Australia. She was in Australia. She's in Australia.
Viewer.
Okay.
Yeah, viewer. Viewer. All right, guys. So with all of that being said, I'm going to take myself off camera to allow more of the work of the artist to be displayed. And pencils down, up, left, right, doing a jig. Let's get started.
I know we're going to go through the hellos, but I want to say a special hello to Kotri 3D, because he's normally catching us on the restream. So it's nice to see you, Kotri. Welcome to the stream, man.
Oh. Welcome,
if you guys haven't had a chance to check out his YouTube channel, please do. You'll learn some stuff. I know I do.
Yep.
Oh, it was Sparky.
Yeah,
Sparky.
Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky was the one who told you about that. There we go. I saw her on here. So since I see her on here, I'll start with that. What's up, Sparky? Welcome to the stream. Also, we got Ram on. Stylus League, what's up?
What's going
on? He says I should probably read these before I click on them. We'll be back after he trains a student. All right, in some gun fu. All right,
and yes to that assessment.
yes to me actually reading these up before I put it up on stream. Yeah, sure. I would like this stream not to get demonetized. That would be nice.
Mike has all those people that stalk him, that try to get through.
Yep. Jamie B is on. Says, hey, he's talking to people in the chat, but we see you, Jamie. Says, I got my trooper sculpt rendered and a way to start a link for my sculpt along. I don't know why I had to read that so slow.
Words are tough, you know.
I had to say every word.
Enunciate.
Enunciate. Yeah. Gus is on. He's saying what's up to the folks in chat. Welcome to the stream, Gus. Gus, how's that computer treating you? You got that last week. You turned it on, right?
Apparently it didn't blow up. So
yeah, it didn't catch on fire. That's good. Like I'm happy about that.
Always
was never gonna do that, Gus. It was never gonna do that.
yeah. I'm like, what are you starting?
What is it like?
Not a concern at all for you.
What is it like? A Looney Tunes thing? Like he presses the on button and a flag comes out and says "bang."
No. An elaborate plan.
He has to play the piano certain chords, and then if he hits the wrong one, it blows up.
Yeah. It's all a ruse, guys. It's all a ruse. Anthony is on. Anthony says Saturday morning with the Stylus League. Yeah, absolutely. How you doing, Anthony? Hopefully you're having a great Saturday morning. Andrew C is on. Good morning, Stylus League.
You and Mike going through puberty today.
Yeah, no lie. Yep. Definitely lost my manhood just now.
We're gonna go record the updated Brady Bunch episode today.
Replace the kids.
Exactly.
In my defense, I do believe I'm the youngest on the stream. So
hey, that hurt.
Did it though? Did it? Joe Bazan says hello.
Maybe he had more excitement when he said that.
He didn't. There's no exclamations. Gus says high energy this morning. Yeah, thanks, Gus.
I like the fact that you got that right after you said hello.
Hello. Hi. My name is Joe Joba.
Going back to the other one, have we done just a straight up Saturday morning cartoon theme? I
believe that was before my time.
That was the first thing that we did. Yeah.
Well, we did 80s cartoons, but that was
80s cartoons. We didn't have like Saturday morning.
Saturday morning cartoons.
I would love to do a Pinky in the Brain.
That does sound cool. A Pinky in the Brain. Would you do both, or would you do Pinky and expect somebody else to do Brain or something like that?
I would do both.
Yeah, you have to do both.
Yeah, you gotta do both.
They don't even have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. It's crazy.
They have everyday cartoons.
It's called Netflix.
Yeah,
it's called Netflix. They don't for what? These kids aren't watching that.
Why do I have to wait for my Saturday love?
Absolutely. 3D says, hey, yo, lovely people of Stylus League. What's up, 3D? DK is on the stream, says, hey, folks. How you doing?
What's up, DK?
Mini Chicks is on. Hi, Huiz. I'm going to assume that meant guys, but I'm going to read it as it's written.
No slack.
No slack today. The spell checker is not on at the moment. 3D says, don't forget to hit the like, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. So little thumbs up. Just hit it. Clicky, clicky. I know we've already read that one, but it's evergreen. So I'll read it again. Gus says that pose is looking good. I'm pretty sure that was towards you, Tony, with your because I think. Oh no, Brad has a pose, but I'm pretty sure that came in during that time.
Now you made it awkward. Now you just made it awkward.
I'm gonna make it short. I'm gonna assume it's for me.
Now you just made it awkward.
I'm gonna say that because it was for Tony. It says, but Tony posing as E Honda would be better.
God damn it!
Who's that?
Brad's like, who do I need to kick off of the B-side?
I don't know. I don't know who E Hondo is. Who's E Hondo?
The guy from Street Fighter.
Yeah, the Street Fighter, the sumo wrestler.
The sumo wrestler.
Okay.
I too did not know who that was. So
You did not know
No.
who
I've never. I'm deprived. I've never played Street Fighter. So I
Dude,
don't know
last
anything
month
about
was
it.
Street Fighter, guys.
I didn't do that one though. Pass? I get a pass?
So we have Marika done. Hi, super friends. Happy Saturday, all.
Change it up.
Yeah.
What we doing?
Keep it fresh here. We keep it fresh. We keep it
That's what
fresh.
we're doing.
Thank
What
you,
we're doing.
thank you, guys.
That's about the that's the energy.
Mikey, yeah, I have your eggs and bacon here.
Dude, my stream deck over there. I left my stream deck over there. I got to get it later on.
Gotta go get it. Hey, Marika, welcome to the stream. Hi, super friends. All right, I'm done. Happy Extruder. Hey, Stylus League team and chat.
Didn't have the executioner here.
What is up?
Happy Executioner. Yep, the Extruder. Solo is on. Says, holy shnikey. Again, I'm trying to make sure we don't get demonetized today. Mike, those lines are awesome. Really sleek design. Love the stylized look you are developing. Unique
Thank you.
and fresh design.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's high praise.
Absolutely.
That is, I mean, that is the look that we've been playing around with for, yeah, like you said. Check out Mike's Black Dynamite sculpt. And his iron.
That's right.
Sculpt.
I only have one STL that I've ever sold, and it's Black Dynamite, and yeah, that's the style. I liked it so much.
What's it called? So as a response to the E Honda comment, Gus says, or something like a pig form would do better.
God damn it.
It's always better.
It's a thing now. I love it. I love it. If you ever want something to become a thing, just make a short out of it.
Never live it down.
Never.
Never, ever, ever. It's okay though.
So
Oh, the rabbit shrink this too.
I don't know if this is a misspelling or if it's like meant to be this way. Can you guys help me?
It could be Gothic, but I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was Gothic. But again, I can't give leeway. Sorry, Jojoba.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore today. He's not giving any.
No, you're gonna leave people spelling alone, dog. Like, come on now.
Look, man,
nobody wakes up to be corrected. All right, no one wakes up on a Saturday to be corrected. Right?
Listen, if I can get corrected live on the biggest episode we've ever had, our chat can get corrected.
I don't know what you're talking about, Raul.
No one knows what you're talking about. You should
Nobody.
probably. Yeah, what are you talking about? What are you
This
talking
crazy
about?
talk right now.
Yeah. If that's the case, everybody can catch it.
Everybody.
Raul's paying it forward.
Yeah. Sparky says, "Nice, that was me." Yeah, so that was going back to your boombox thing, right?
Sparky Face did a sculpt that she put in the Discord about with this family of otters, and it's awesome. If you haven't checked it out, guys.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's awesome.
I didn't see that. I want to see that.
I didn't.
gotta
I
check it
actually
out.
didn't see
It's-
that either. Hold on.
It's a family of four of them like hugging, and again, this thing as a animator
Oh
type
my
person,
god, that's so cute.
I
like
wanna
doing
see it.
things
Can you show
like
it on
having
screen?
people
I
having
am.
characters like hug and having it feel like they're actually like against each other. That is not easy. That is not easy to do. It looks awesome.
It's so cute.
Oh,
That is nice.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That's freaking adorable.
That's exactly what I wrote. Stop stealing my comments. Jeez.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
on,
sorry.
Raul.
The recognition wasn't enough for Sparky.
Exactly.
I
I called dibs on adorable.
No lie. All right, go ahead. Take it. Thank you, Brad, for engaging the community. He did say, oh, B also said this is adorable.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure he said it before you did.
Yes, but he's not on the stream to correct me. So
Yeah, that was super nice.
technicality got me off the hook.
Yeah, there it is. The Happy Extruder says it has an Infamous vibe. Did you ever play Infamous?
That was a fun game.
Yeah, I liked it a lot actually.
Yeah, I don't know why they never went back. Like did they do some? Oh, for First Son launched with the PS4, right? Or Last Son or something like that.
Was it a Sun game?
And then they got sucked into doing Spider-Man games. So
yeah, we're never gonna see another Infamous game ever again.
I think without Infamous, you wouldn't have got that Spider-Man game the way it was.
You certainly
I
wouldn't.
agree.
No.
yeah, for sure.
Sparky says, "What's up, dudes and dudettes?" I just love. I love the way that she said that. That made me chuckle. Gave me a little chuck over here in the corner. Another shout out for Katri. Gus is saying that Katri's killing it. Jamie says, it takes a while to read my chat because of my accent. Love it. That's funny. Katri saying, thank you, Bradley. I want to mention Brad Groatman streams are a very nice addition to the league. I have learned so many things.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
There you go. No, nobody's talking about my shorts, so that's
Mike, stop making it about you. Oh, that was Raul.
Yep.
Raul, stop making it about you.
Hey,
you just assumed that was me, right?
Yeah. It felt real Mike-like.
It's not a wrong call, but I don't like it. I don't like what you did there. It was not.
Gus says, hey, Raul, PC is on fire, but in the right way. Still tuning some things, but really happy with it. Already doing rendering and stuff.
Awesome. So you do know, your first piece that you post online has to be from that, has to be like killer, right? This just as high caliber as it took for you to win it. So
don't get lazy now.
Yeah. So I need you to don't do a quick piece. Just as long as it took you to do that the piece that won, you have to like sit in the lab and really go to work. All right. So we'll see you in a couple months.
Gus, there are expectations now, sir.
No pressure.
We can't we'll see you in a month. All right.
Let's see here. Stolo says, I agree. The B-side is awesome. Oh, man, I have to do this. The BT side is awesome.
I don't think that's a typo. I think that's Brad and Tony. I think
Brad and Tony's side. I get it.
You see how your correction.
I see what he did. I see what he did there.
You need to let that go. All right.
I see what he did there.
That's why I'm here.
It's why I'm
here to defend against Raul's
deflect.
Raul's scorn.
Dip, dive, dodge.
What?
Guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but I did not have my coffee the way I should have this morning if it's not coming through. Mini Chick says, yeah, supposed to be guys.
I kind of like Hoist.
Yeah, why not? I now identify as Hoist.
Please.
All right. So let's kind of move through here. What do we got going on, Brad? What are we doing?
I am blocking out. This is one of those things I probably should have done before I posed him. But I just realized that he's got kind of like a little belty thing that's a bunch of rings that are kind of like tied together. So I'm just moving them around and kind of hoping that I kind of gauge the size correctly, because what's going to happen is, without question, I'm going to be left with like a half a ring sized gap that I didn't quite, So I'm going to tuck that half a ring sized gap under his arm so you can't see it, and no one will ever know. You'll think that I just planned this out perfectly. But
because you did.
Pro tip, folks.
You have been planning
before
this.
Making things like a belt made out of rings. You do it before you pose the character. It's just a good rule of thumb. Something that I did not do. So I did this for the sake of the educational moment here. This is a teachable moment. That's what I sacrificed for the sake of education. So you're welcome.
Yeah, I think everybody thanks you.
Yeah.
All right, thanks,
it
Brad.
kind of works.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll turn out just fine. Well, Tony, what do we got going on?
I'm kind of detailing his hand and getting some fingernails in there and some form, making it very burly.
Yeah, I actually like the way that those fingers look.
Yeah, it's just
I
carving
like
in
the
them
thickness.
using the geo brush.
I was gonna say that's the geo brush, right? The geo brush
Yes.
is like the fingernail brush.
So nice. Just go in there and carve it in. And refine.
And I put skeleton hands on my guy because I didn't want to have to do that.
I love doing this.
What about you, Bradley? What do you got going on right now, sir?
I am making. I did some extrude before I start making this monster hand. I wanted to like make some cool designs of skin stuff on his arm. So I extruded some geo, and I'm just being very abstract right now. Happy trees right now. I'm in happy trees.
Happy trees.
Happy little trees.
Happy trees.
Speaking of sorry to interrupt you, Raul.
No, you're
Speaking of happy little trees, has anybody seen that video floating around the internet of Bob Ross, and somebody took all of his paintings over all of his shows and they kind of edited them together as like a stop motion, and it shows his paintings as a journey through the forest. It's pretty amazing if you can catch it.
That's crazy.
They were saying and the caption says Bob was never drawing or was never painting one scene. He was painting a whole trip through the forest. If you can find it, it's pretty cool.
You know what I learned from Bob Ross?
That's crazy if that's true.
I don't know
Read
if
your
it's true.
contracts.
Yeah. No.
That's what I learned from Bob Ross.
Wait. What'd you say?
Run that back.
Read your contracts. Whoever you're in business with, read your contracts. That's what I've learned.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's true.
Again,
I mean,
all that
Bradley's
work.
not wrong.
It's
did all
not.
that work.
It's
His
not
family
it.
can't benefit from. Everyone's like doing cool stuff off his work, but his family can't benefit off of his years of hard work.
That's crazy. Out of all the people to screw over, Bob Ross. That's
I know
wild.
you got to be a monster.
Yeah.
The dude was the squirrel whisperer. Like, why would you mess over the squirrel whisperer?
Dude, that's like doing the same for Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the same. Mr. Rogers is like untouchable in my book.
I mean, give it a year. I'm sure some explosive thing will come out on him. He's gonna get canceled just like everybody else from that time.
Never.
So you can't mess with.
You
the
watch
If
your-
they
you
go
watch
after
your
Mr.
mouth.
Rogers, the whole hood will come out for you.
You
Go
can't
after
mess
Mr.
with
Rogers.
Yeah, so
That and reading Rainbow. Right? You can't mess with those people. Untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
explosive news story from the train from Mr.
You stop it.
That shit's funny. All right. Gus says, "Oh boy, Bradley, I hear you, man." That was to him having to now elevate his game. Smith, period, is on. Now, I like saying it that way because it makes it sound like this is the last Smith. Like, this is the Smith, right? Morning, everybody. Person turquoise waving.
Okay.
That's an emoji. That's definitely an emoji.
Man, woman, TV, person, waving.
Yeah.
Genius.
DK says, I learned how to talk to chicks from Bob Ross and with that soothing voice.
Hey. Nothing
There you
I'm
go.
processing. I had to stop. I had to stop and think about that one. Again, I don't know.
Bob Ross be getting
man.
all of the girls?
Ladies,
Ladies.
man.
Yeah, ladies.
Ladies, man.
They said that he was.
I believe it.
I mean, that they were falling all over themselves for him anyway.
Hey, girl, let me paint these happy trees.
Hey.
And demonetized again. Great. Glad we did this.
How was that demonetized?
That was the most wholesome. That was the most wholesome.
Yeah, that was wholesome. That was
come
wholesome.
On, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's me edited, baby.
So I'm gonna have to beep you out now.
I've been told I've been getting a little extra vulgar, so I'm gonna try to do better. You hear that, Mario Cat? I'm gonna do better.
Why you call her out like that? Why you call her out? Just because she doesn't like your potty mouth? Why you call her out like that?
I'm going to do better. I can listen to wise counsel.
Hey Bradley.
Yeah.
You keep Mari Cat's name.
Don't hit me. This is the Oscars. Don't hit me. We can talk about it.
Yeah. Mike, what do you got going on over here, brother?
I am working on these pants, and I actually was going to go with like some kind of tight workout pants, and I found these over here, which are kind of like messenger style. I like those with a less fitted crotch and the tighter legs. It's kind of dope, so I'm going to do that right now, actually. So I'm just working on getting these together.
Cool, man. No Marvelous for you.
Now, is that going to make it like? Is that one of those things where would it be easier to do it after it's posed? Because like, would it be hard to move the legs?
The wrinkles are just for me to kind of get a gauge on them. 100% I'll end up having to redo these after I pose them. But actually, I'm probably going to do something that's like a very what do they call it? Like a statue type, not statue, a museum type pose. Yeah. So backpack over the shoulder, boombox under his hand, maybe in his hand. Oh, I forgot I made a boombox. I'm gonna have to make one.
You did make a boombox.
That's right. That's right. That was the one thing I got out of that clown carriage.
Oh,
that's right.
I don't know what we're talking about, but okay.
No, you don't need to know. You don't need to know. Nobody needs to know. I'm just saying, it was a clown carriage. It was a clown car.
Remember that car?
Clown car.
That had clowns in it?
Clown car.
That one.
So many clowns in that car.
B says that New York Hyrulean with the Tims?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Jojoba says give him an Adidas tracksuit.
Oh, please believe he will have the 3 stripes on the side. That's definitely going to happen.
That's great. Did any of you guys watch Oppenheimer?
No.
Ooh, Tony, no?
People starting to say that like it's maybe it's not like a good movie to see in the movie theater because it's how long and possibly boring it could be.
I'm gonna fall asleep if I go.
Well, it's a drama. Like it's not.
I definitely want to see it, but you know.
So I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be a sci-fi movie. I thought there was going to be. I don't know why. I thought they were going to take something that was like a realistic story and turn it into a sci-fi thing. Mm-hmm. But when I found out that it was just not, I was like, maybe not for me. Yeah. Yeah.
You know that I need more Barbie movie in my life right now. I don't need the aliens are here. I can't be messing around with Oppenheimer.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Tony,
so Tony, I was gonna ask Tony.
He couldn't wait to get on this thing.
Catch me up because I have not been paying attention. But what's going on with the aliens?
They're here.
What happened?
Oh,
they're here.
No, you're not.
And they're hiding it, all the technology from us.
Brad is over in the corner. They are not.
And they live in the ocean.
A guy went and said he heard stuff from other people that we have things.
Brad's like, no, you are not.
Like, again, this is like whenever there's stuff that again would be awesome if it were true. If you're going to say it's true, you can't just be like, I can't tell you where I heard it from, but trust me, this shit is real.
Don't you take this from me, Brad Groatman.
I'm sorry.
Tony was walking down the street. And
hey, Mike, what happened to your image?
Don't worry about it. I'm bringing it back. Tony was walking down the street, and he ran into Martin Luther the King, who punched him in his chest.
Martin Luther King.
That's right. Brad's like, no, you did not.
All right, Gus just did a real dad joke. He's take a timeout, Gus.
Oh man, this is a rough one, guys. Oppenheimer is the bomb. Sorry about that.
Ouch.
I'm here to take a timeout, Gus.
Ouch.
It's not.
Goes in the
He's
corner.
not wrong though.
So just so that you're aware, in StreamYard, which is what we're using to stream, there is an option to put a user in timeout. Man,
If he needs to think about what he's done.
if you're Gus, we might have to make you think about what you just did. DK says the Tic Tac shaped spaceship aliens are here. And 3D, please don't encourage this behavior. please don't encourage this behavior.
But I love how the timing of the U.S. government.
Easy.
I said
Easy.
timing. I just said, hey, you don't think it's interesting? You don't think it's interesting?
Easy.
They're about to come to your house. I don't know. What you're talking about.
I don't know what this might be also in line with that's happening right now.
No, it's very distracting. I'm just saying the aliens are very distracting right now.
They are distracting.
You say
They
that,
would be,
but
no one's talking about it. So
yeah, you say that, but the first time they confirmed there was aliens was in 2020 during COVID, and nobody cared. Nobody cared.
Nobody cares now.
No, nobody cared. They're just like,
I know you're talking about these aliens, but what about this cure, baby?
but I want to just go outside and breathe on someone. Can I do that?
This is cure.
and they did.
Yep, and they did in droves at that.
And that's why today I'm still wearing a damn mask. Thank you, America.
Look, I'll say there was something that, like, wearing a mask on an airplane, like, that should have always been socially acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
I think or not.
Yeah, there's some things I'm not going back to. I am definitely wearing a mask on planes. Like why didn't we think of this before?
Now I want to be extra, and I want to wear that razor mask on a plane. Did you guys see those?
Yeah, the most expensive thing.
Oh yeah, that thing was crazy looking.
Yeah, I want to walk around with RGB, son.
Razor mask.
Oh, you haven't seen that, Tony?
No, I have not.
Yeah, dude, check out the what was called razor face. Do a search for razor face mask.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Don't
it was
do that,
going for
Tony.
like $200, dude. Like,
we're gonna turn masks.
it was called the Zephyr.
indicators now.
It was called the Zephyr.
Of course, it was.
Of course.
I don't know if they still sell it. I'm actually checking to see, and nope, they don't sell it anymore.
That's a shame.
It's a big shame. I want to be as extra as I possibly can when I get onto a plane.
Why not? YOLO.
Yeah,
Raul, mission accomplished.
well, in a way that won't get me kicked off the plane. Ideally.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't be a quitter.
I want them to turn off the lights, but you still see my face.
Hey, if it doesn't have a VR mask built like into it, then I'm not interested.
Yeah, it had like a filtration system. Like it wasn't. It was pretty hardcore, dude.
I saw it. That thing looked ridiculous.
It did. B says, "Ain't nobody got time for aliens right now."
I got bills. So that's what America's saying.
Yeah, I got bills, bro. What about this inflation, though?
Why I need a loan to buy eggs?
All right, so actually, let me get to Andrew. Andrew says, "Yes, I'm with Bradley. Very distracting." Frederick is on the stream. Says, "Good morning." What's up, Frederick? 3D has a question for Brad. If you place the belt rings before, would that not bend when posed? And you painted the weights on those, isn't it better to place them after due to rigidity?
Well, what I would have done is I wouldn't have bound them to more than one joint. I would have just bound them pretty much to one spinal joint. Just that way they would be on the right angle with the hips, for example. So I would, if I had bound them to say the root joint, the spine, and the chest or whatever, then yeah, they would definitely get bent. But just by like having them go right around the waist and just binding them just to one joint, they wouldn't get deformed at all. I would definitely need to do some tweaking in terms of positioning, but I wouldn't have to worry about, one by one trying to fit it. So I don't know. You're right. It probably would have been the same amount of time. I probably should just suck it up. But I was, because if it was a regular belt, definitely bind it. But this one was this would have made it easier for me to kind of like space it out. If I had, if it was just a regular old belt, it's just a cylinder, but I had to space out the rings, and it was a little bit trying to kind of get in there and make it work. But you're absolutely right. I definitely would not bind it to more than one joint, because then they'd be like ovals and stuff, which I think I was talking about this before. Belts are tough, man. Like big belts, they have lots of stuff on them, like with big buckles. They're really hard to rig because you want them to move, but in real life, a big buckle doesn't bend. So how does that even work?
Hey, Brad, may I suggest something?
Sure.
Look at my screen.
The big cylinder? I like it.
Okay, so look at this.
It's almost to my quality, Tony.
Check this out. Whoop, 1 second.
I'm ready.
Got this easy belt. And you just move. And you just move that sucker around there.
Okay, I was going to say that first one was very straight.
I picked the wrong one, but use this.
Huh. Well,
Wait, how'd you get it to conform to the shape?
It's already.
You have to do it afterwards. So I take this and then I go to the former soft. Figure out how many divisions I need. So for this one, I probably need 4 across. So I'm gonna go 4. Yep, and maybe 3 across this way. Boom, and then I just move. A little tedious, but it works. See what I'm doing? And then I'll just go all the way around until I get it wrapped.
I mean, like, wouldn't it just be easier just to use the buckle and then just put kind of like just extract or just duplicate the waist?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But that works too.
Why are you calling him out?
I expect nothing less.
Hey, Tony, whatever you deem is easier for you is the right way, dog.
And then they have all these. I mean, these are just insert brushes, and they have one that's a curved brush that I think I can just wrap it around this way if you do it the right size. So this probably is smaller.
Well, you can just frame mesh. What are you doing, Tony? What are you doing? Frame the mesh, man.
No,
frame the mesh. For
too easy.
Folks, don't listen to Tony. Don't listen to Tony.
Whoa!
What is going on?
What are we doing right now?
Brad,
you give this guy a show and look at what he becomes.
Time out, Brad. Time out, Brad.
That is not okay.
Tony likes to do things the hard way sometimes.
That is not okay what you just did. Don't you shame him.
Time out, Brad.
He's right.
Okay. So.
Sorry, guys. We're sorry you had to see that.
Brad became a superstar, and God dog it, look what he did.
Did he? I'm surprised he got out of his trailer today. Did you get? What did you guys do to get him out of his trailer?
I will never speak up again.
Now the heartbeats broke up.
Tony comes in here with good lighting today and a good attitude, and look at this is what it gets him.
Yeah, he's all bubbly and stuff.
I've never seen Tony this happy before.
Nobody's here to see you.
I mean, school is out, but 3D says, "Oh, nice. Yeah, I get it. Thanks for clearing that out." And Render FX is on the stream. Says, "What? This is the stream to be at and learn from every time." Thanks, Render.
Tony, this might be a bad time to ask, but can I have that belt brush?
I don't know. I seem to have misplaced it.
Hey, Tony. Which rocks should Brad kick?
Probably all of them.
all the rocks. All of the rocks.
There's a rock. It's all
Tune in next Wednesday for a very awkward B-side.
Silence.
Gus says, to the corner, Brad.
He's right. I deserve it.
So Gus is asking, hey, Tony, by the way, did you solve your Maya issue?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's why I'm on this computer. So who knows? I think I got to go back and check because I had to renew my credentials as an educator. So maybe that was it.
Okay.
But it's working on this computer. It just wasn't working on the other one. So I'm good to go.
It's so weird.
So what was the problem?
I don't know.
All right, good. Glad I did this.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you guys that ZBrush was very reasonable just now? I forgot that I've been working on my laptop for the past 2 days, and I was working in here on ZBrush on my desktop, and it very politely was like, hey, you already have this active on another computer. Would you like to take a couple minutes and save? And I did, and then I assigned the license, and it didn't shut me down. So shout out to Maxon for making that process nice today for me.
There you go.
Today.
No, specifically today.
Also, give me 2 licenses.
There you go.
Okay, that's it.
I mean, we're the wrong venue for that, but yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong to say that? What? Everybody's getting quiet? Everybody? I'm the bad guy?
Oh, no.
I'm the bad guy for saying that.
Give us as many give me the licenses. Like, I'm not mad at it.
Somebody's got to be the bad guy.
Yeah, look at the bad guy.
If you guys haven't saved, press that save.
I was about to say, you guys need to save.
Yeah, Max on headquarters. All right, crash him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Release the crack.
That would be hilarious.
I would laugh hysterically.
Yeah, I actually would. I wouldn't be mad at it. Oh, really,
Raul? Come on, you were with me a second ago, you fair weather friend.
No, I would laugh, but then I'd be saving like you wouldn't believe.
I'm here for the entertainment. Attentive says, "Hey Mike, Bradley, Brad, Tony, and Raul. What's up, Attentive?
Mm-hmm.
How's it going, man?
It's good.
He also says,
See
"Hey, chat."
You see how they do.
Yep. Attentive says, "Oh man, slugs fired." I see what you did there. Jamie B says, "Thanks, Maxon, for my free ZBrush t-shirt too."
Oh yeah, I got my
Oh, they
3 1
did do
2.
that.
That shipping was legit. Yeah,
Wait, how'd you guys get shirts?
During the
When you
last,
get Yep.
but
Go ahead.
during the last stream, they said they'll give out free T-shirts. You just have to pay for shipping.
Oh.
During the bid thing.
And they had a link for you to click.
Yeah.
Mine's came in too.
Oh. All right.
There you go. I missed it, but I mean, speaking of t-shirts, Bradley, what is that you got going on over here?
It's Hunted. It's Hunted right here.
You want to
It's
go?
Hunted.
You want to go full screen? What?
It's Hunted. It's Hunted. It's Hunted. Hey, I love my Hunted. All right. When you made this, there's like maybe 4 magical things you've done for the Stylus League, and this is one of them. You guys can think about the rest of them.
I'm glad that it's been 4.
It's Hunted. It's Hunted.
Hmm.
Hunted.
Yeah, I like that. I like that art. I like that artwork, Raul. You killed it on that one, son.
I'm thank you.
See, Raul, he just won't let me give you some flowers.
I know.
Bro. Just like,
I
he
want
just
all the praise. All
It
the-
just like you don't understand. He was burning in the inside.
I was
He was
hot.
waiting. He was
I was
waiting.
hot.
It was like, so you guys know, Mike created.
No.
Mike,
No, you don't.
No.
Oh, now you don't.
No,
want it?
no,
Hold
no,
on.
no,
Now you
no,
don't want
no,
it?
no, it's okay. It's okay. I feel like a second ago,
designs of this.
you guys weren't
you know.
riding with me on the second license, so I don't care what y'all do. Do what you want. Okay. I know for a fact that Bradley has complained with me on that second license, but he got real quiet.
No.
Okay.
I didn't. My thing is, I don't know how to turn it off, so it was more so for me.
But Mike,
Okay,
we just want to be able to use ZBrush today without getting struck down.
That's fair.
Yeah, once I'm complaining, I don't know how to stop, so it's best I don't say anything.
So
I love ZBrush. I just want a second license.
But you too can be like Bradley and pick up a 100th episode t-shirt. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep that in the store, by the way. Because
I think it should stay to the end of the year. Personally, that's me.
The end of the year? That seems a little long to me.
I'm sorry. Whatever you decide.
Yeah, it just seems a little long. What?
It's almost August. Yeah, I don't think this. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk. I just don't want it to be episode 159 and
oh no, it's not gonna be that long.
and we still got the 100th episode t-shirt out there.
Because
it's a landmark. It's a landmark, man.
Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with that?
You have all year to get 100 shirt. Sometimes once you buy your eggs and your groceries and you put the money aside, you could get a shirt. That's what happened with me.
Well, if you wanted to go ahead and pick up one of those shirts, you could definitely go to the Stylus League. Well, not the Stylus League. It's just stylusleague.com.
2 dozen eggs, that's all. Same price.
Pick something up there. If you guys... Okay, so I actually did figure something out because the mugs are actually done by a different vendor.
Oh, these mugs are amazing.
Yeah, but if you pick up a mug, just let me know. Because I actually need to jump through some additional hoops to get that to happen.
How do they let you know?
They can join the Discord with such a lovely community. Links to the Discord are in the description and are now, based off of our last stream, in our About section in our channel. Cool stuff, right?
Yeah, just so you know, there's also a coupon in the Discord that's going to be there till the end of the month. You might want to hop on that if you haven't gotten it yet.
Or it's
only there till the end of the month.
Or we kill it.
Well, it's only going to be until the end of the month.
Do you know why we would kill it?
Oh yeah, we could. No, but I think we should leave it there for now. It's there for now.
Okay.
How do I use the contact? Like, so I know in the live stream they use contact points to like pose points, like for posing. I just don't know. I might have to look up a video. Don't put me on screen.
Full screen right now with your question.
I would love to use the contact points to like quickly move these fingers, but it's all right. The old stuff works just fine.
That's what. No, never mind. It looks like Orlando is on the stream. Hey, Orlando. Orlando says, hi, guys. Hi, chat. A little late, but finally here. Orlando, you're never late. You are always on time. When you're here is when you're on time. All right. Hey, guys, I'm going to step away for a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Mike?
Yes.
My ZBrush is acting weird. They pressed the button. Button.
Save my.
I can't move it. I can't move it.
I'm sorry. Look around and make sure there's not a load or save underneath of one of your windows, because that happens to me all the time.
I'm legit. Like, look, you see what it's doing? Like nothing's happening. I can't.
It's moving, but very slowly. Like very slowly.
Bro. See what?
Bradley is not. He's not the one that made that comment. Don't do that to Bradley. Leave Bradley alone.
Like,
leave Bradley alone.
You can't get to Mike by going through me. All right, it won't work.
Somebody please do a meme that is the leave Brittany alone person, but say leave Bradley alone, because that would be awesome.
You can't get to
Bradley alone
by going through me. All right, it's just not going to
work. You can. This is why you don't tell people your secret identity. This is exactly why. You can totally get to Bradley through me.
No,
you totally can do that.
It'll
no, it's true.
He's like,
that's the point of not. That's the point of not disclosing that information.
You could only get the mic through Bradley, so now.
That's right. It's true. It's true. That is the only way you can get me. Internet.
Bro, this is so bad. You see what's happening? I can't. What is going on?
Just quit and restart. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Just
I'm
quit.
scared to say. Let me do. Can I do it? Okay, let me do a quick save just in case.
Listen, internet, I'm not scared of you, and I'm going to tell you why.
I am. Terrified.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not scared of the internet. Because the only way you could possibly get to me is through Bradley. Bradley's not scared of you.
Say it with your chest.
No.
That's right. Bradley is not scared.
Hey, and it won't take much. I will give Mike up. All right.
Time me right on out.
It won't take much. I promise you. Don't squeeze.
That's right.
Don't squeeze. It's like, don't squeeze. That's funny.
Can you imagine a torture like that? That didn't take it long at all. Got it.
Exactly.
Why? Don't yell at me. Let's see. Let's see if there's any comments. And Free ZBrush, dope tee. The t-shirt is definitely dope. I want Maxon to like bring back their old hats, like the really good hats. I want more of those.
I think they changed vendors. That's why you can't get those anymore.
I have to force a quick.
The old hats are amazing.
So the Secret War ended this week, right? When do we get to talk about Secret War? Because that needs a conversation.
I can't have anybody else hating on Secret War, man, or Secret Invasion. I personally, did it have problems with it? Yes.
It had its moments.
Did it have a good fight scene? Yes. Let's just leave it at that. It had a good fight scene.
I thought the acting was great on it.
I did too. Did they create a giant problem for any future movie? Yes, but it's okay.
I just want to know, what is Marvel's direction? Like what what is the I just don't know what the direction is, which is I think the biggest problem is that like it's supposed to be what the multiverse or whatever, but nothing really has been multiverse centric. So I don't know what the heck is going on.
What do you mean? The last 2-3 movies have been about the multiverse. What are you even talking about? All Loki was only about the multiverse.
Loki wasn't a movie.
Yeah, but I'm
talking about their movie stuff.
They had it literally in the title for the last movie.
Quantumania?
No, not that one. The other one.
Next, what's the other
Madness?
one?
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
but
that was
only one. But that was only one movie out of like how many movies of this stage?
Spider-Man was all about the multiverse.
You saw all the Kangs, right? Those are from different multiverses.
The last 3 movies.
That was a year ago.
No. Ant-Man just came out. That was Quantumania. That was a multiverse.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, ever since Loki, most of the big things have dealt with that, right? I mean, it was Loki and then Doctor Strange and
you believe those movies are cohesively connected and all make sense to
I don't think
to end in a big conclusion.
Well,
listen.
I mean, again, like Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America weren't connected, but they eventually brought them together in Avengers, right? So it's not it doesn't need to be connected as it's being done. Like I'm perfectly fine with them kind of laying the groundwork. The big difference for me, this isn't a good or a bad thing, it's just different, is like I think I was saying to Mike yesterday, like with Iron Man and Captain America and even Thor when he was on Earth, we kind of knew they were all going toward the same thing because in the end credits they were like, there's Sam Jackson and Coulson kind of like teasing that. The issue with these new ones is that like none of these characters really seem like they inhabit the same universe yet, right? Like we have Shang-Chi in one area, we have Doctor Strange in one area, we have the Marvels, and like none of them really seem to be connected. So we're kind of like used to seeing this be a big shared universe, and yet we're not really seeing any indication that that's the case at the moment. So we're kind of wondering, I think we've been conditioned to think of it in terms of it being a shared universe, and because none of these really seem to be obviously shared, we're kind of like adrift, like what is the larger significance? Maybe they're going to come back to that, but I wish that if they do want these to be all connected, it was clearer how, even if it's just a post-credit scene. But I feel like that's the big difference, is because these different characters now kind of occupy so many different realms, it's kind of hard to feel like they're part of a shared universe. Whereas earlier on, it was easy to see how they're going to eventually be kind of colliding.
Well,
So,
I mean, they're doing something like that with the Marvels, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? But it makes it, because of things like Shang-Chi and the Eternals and those kind of things, it makes it easy to kind of discount them as not relevant to the larger scheme, just because it's unclear how they might be. And because we're so used to seeing them all part of a larger scheme, I think we're kind of used to thinking in terms of, okay, how does this make sense?
At the same time, I legit believe there is no master plan right now.
And I'm enjoying them as individual shows. I just again, I wonder if, like, the reason why we see them differently now is because they don't feel so integrated as they did before. But also, I mean, there's been 1,000 more shows and movies per year than there were, compared to the speaking before. Like, personally, again, I liked a lot of the shows that felt standalone. I liked Moon Knight. I'm going to say it. I'm saying it out there.
I like Moon Knight too. Moon Knight was good.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It was
Moon Knight was
good.
trash. Moon Knight was trash.
Ow.
It's trash. Hey, listen, anybody in here who thinks that Moon Knight was not good and agrees with me, please chime in. Because these clowns have been telling me forever that Moon Knight was good.
Wow.
And they gaslight me. They're gaslighting me.
Why we gotta be?
I'm
Why
not
we gotta be
gaslighted.
bozo though? Why
I'm not going to be gaslighted by you guys.
It was like 3 minutes ago, Mike was like, I'm not going to hear any hate for this show. And now he's
Just spitting daggers, bro.
When have I ever said I love hate? What are you even talking about? I never said hate.
You don't want to hear anything about Secret Invasion. You just said it.
Oh no. I still like Secret Invasion. I'm talking about Moon Knight. We're talking about Moon Knight.
So it's not the concept of hating in general. It's the concept of hating on Secret Invasion. No,
come on. I'm sorry, Brad. Have you ever met me? You know how I get down.
Well, that's why I was confused by this level-headed approach to discuss. I was close.
He's like, this isn't unusual. This isn't unusual. You know what this is.
Yeah.
Mike
if it's the
say,
thing that I like,
y'all know me. Y'all
know me. If it's the thing that I like, it's okay. If it's the thing that Bradley likes, not so much.
Yeah, less so. Yeah, less so.
I get it.
Things are making sense.
Gus says the VFX were good.
In what? Moon Knight?
I think so. Like nothing.
Secret Invasion.
Oh, was it?
There were a couple things in the fight that were a little wonky.
It was kind of sketchy.
But I liked it. I liked the fight, the effects for the Super Scroll.
Well, Orlando says, Bradley, I think like there is no common enemy. They've become directionless. But there's supposed to be a common enemy. The common enemy is supposed to be Kang.
But that's like it feels like they're
is that what you got though?
In the future, and I mean, so like it's not in the immediate movies. So I'm totally fine with it. I do feel like because we're so used to the movies all being together in some kind of shared, eventually kind of converging thing. When you have She-Hulk and Moon Knight and and the Eternals and Shang-Chi, none of them feel like they're part of anything. So again, individually, I think they're fine. But I think if we're used to looking at things like, well, they're going to be shared at some point, then maybe we're getting confused because we're so used to kind of like being encouraged to see things. Well, this will be.
Well, because damn well that's what they're working towards too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Marvel kind of like made us start thinking in those terms because they always say, "Oh, this is kind of a bridge to the next thing." Oh, okay, so we'll put off. Well,
I mean, like legitimately, don't they end like a show saying X character will return in right? Like they're making it seem that way. But then when you look at something like WandaVision to Multiverse of Madness, like they completely retconned everything that happened character-wise to Wanda in WandaVision.
Oh, they did Wanda dirty.
They did Wanda real dirty in Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, I like that
dirty. Oh, I liked it, but her character art, like dirty, straight dirty. Like she is the saddest story. And
dude, did you see what? If you saw what they did with her in the comic books, they were kind to her on the show.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. WandaVerse was like based on that set or WandaVision, sorry. What that like the comics, like it's rough what they do to her in the comics.
No mercy.
But with that being said, they had this entire arc of character development for her. Maybe I shouldn't possess an entire town for my own gains, right? But now let's unravel the multiverse for me to be with my children. Like, legitimately, completely retconned her character development.
Well, at the end of WandaVision, though, she was using the Darkhold, right? Like that was the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And I think the idea of multiverse was that using the Darkhold kind of corrupted her to a certain extent. So I think that there was kind of they gave us kind of like a little out by saying it's not necessarily her so much as her being influenced and corrupted by the dark magic in that book. So they kind of they left a little wiggle room for her to still be not the bad guy so much as
like she thought she could handle it. She couldn't.
So there's a little bit of I think there's a little bit of wiggle room there. A little
bit. I mean, sure. Sure. But as somebody who follows this stuff, and I was confused on character development, I can only imagine the regular person going out to the movie theater, you know?
I actually just rewatched that recently. I enjoyed the hell out of Multiverse of Madness.
I think it was pretty good.
No, that story is atrocious, and I'm sorry that you guys. The special effects were great. I like the horror elements. That movie was bad.
I love it.
I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say that movie is bad.
You're wrong.
The story is incohesive.
Yeah.
They kill. They do a lot of character assassination.
See,
that movie was bad.
I don't get. I don't get the characters. I mean, I again, like she's the Scarlet Witch. Like what? She possessed an entire town. Like she's already kind of got a few strikes against her in terms of being decent.
Yes, you deserve to die, and I hope you burn it.
Not for nothing, but the Scarlet Witch in the comic books kind of deserves what she gets.
Yeah, she does deserve what she gets. Yeah.
I mean,
not a sympathetic character in the comics.
Yeah, she's reaping what she sows for sure.
So I don't, because I don't know her in the comics. So did Marvel so is the Marvel story of her making her kinder than she actually is what you're saying?
No, it's just different. But I mean,
she's not a bad guy.
She's more of a villain. She is more of a villain.
She kills off a lot of people.
Yeah, she does.
Like every lot of people. Like every mutant dies because of her. So spoiler alert. If you haven't read the thing from like 15 years ago, you should read it.
Yeah, and if you remember, she's introduced to us as a villain.
Yes.
Even in the movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in the comics, she always was back and forth. Like she's on the line of villain hero constantly.
Isn't she Magneto's daughter? Can I?
Yep.
Yes. She's Magneto's daughter. Jane says maybe the strike of writers and actors can be an opportunity for creativity to rest. I have a very strong opinion about the writer's strike, which I think
they prefer to get paid than get rest. Like I think
I think they got bills to pay.
Yeah, I think they want to check rest later.
I think as big someone who's worked in corporate America, that if you're underperforming and then you ask for a raise, you don't typically get said raise.
Yeah, why do you think they're underperforming though? Why would you
look at the numbers? Look at the numbers right now on most of the.
I would say that Raul's opinions are his own on this one.
I know very well that my opinions are my own. The movies have not been great. The movies have been underperforming. Television shows have been underperforming. And a lot of them they're not following the source material. The writers think they know better than what's going on in these shows. And when these shows underperform and you ask for more money, guess what? You're not getting it. Sorry.
So here's the thing. I think you're mad at the wrong people in the movie industry. So if the movies are underperforming, a lot of that has to do with the producers and executive producers and the people at the top that are making all the money. The people on the bottom, like the grips, the people, the makeup people, the lighting people, they're the people getting screwed. The extras, the small time actor, they have nothing to do with if the movie does well or not. They're just working,
Nope.
and they're getting underpaid. Where this executive's getting millions of dollars and this guy can't pay rent or get health insurance, that's what they're mad about.
So I agree and disagree
not to mention
yes, they do need to sign off on it.
Not to mention they're talking about taking these actors who aren't the Tom Cruise level actors, just the people trying to get paid and support their kids, and turning them into AI avatars that give their consent once and never get paid again. So that's all bullshit.
Yeah, that is nonsense. That is absolute. As somebody who wait maybe that was already highlighted.
But also, a lot of what they're talking about too is that writers don't get the chance to kind of like adjust scripts or rewrite anymore. They only get paid for like one pass, and then
don't get it wrong. The environment is really rough out there, and so I get that. Jamie says nobody watches those shows because we're all watching the Stylus League. I like it.
It's all you guys' fault.
Yeah.
Bradley and Mike. Send complaints to Bradley and Mike.
I'll accept that.
I don't want no parts of Fran Drescher. So Bradley, again, address all complaints to Bradley.
No.
Yeah, Bradley's email is Mike at.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Not all right. What's it called? And so don't get it wrong. I recognize that there's a mix, right? But I also think that they don't have as much negotiating power as they think they do. In this specific strike, and I think they are going to get weighted out, or there's going to be a new crop of people.
What I've read, like these studios are literally losing like hundreds of millions of dollars because there's nothing being produced. I don't know. I'm curious to see, because I mean, what it comes down to is if these actors and stuff are getting residual checks for 12 cents, what are they losing by?
Yeah,
in the residuals, right? Like I would expect them to be waiting out for a minute.
I'm looking at something like The Witcher, right, where the source material is very clearly not being followed, so much so that the actor who jumped in specifically because he loves the lore decided that he doesn't want to do this anymore.
But whose fault is that? That's the producer. That's the people up top.
Who are signing off on it.
The writers don't make the final calls.
I know they don't make the final calls.
Yeah,
but he had been,
and if you don't like it, don't buy it.
He had been talking though about legitimately that the writers had contempt for the source material.
I guess my thinking on that typically is, I mean, like they're making a television version of it, so I kind of assume that there's going to be a variation. Like it's not going to be a word to word thing. It's not going to be I think it's derived from it, but I never thought of it as being something that needed to follow it. I don't know. I guess it's I like being in that universe, but if it's exactly what you expect, then why are you watching?
What ends up happening, and they had no choice. So I'm going to say this way: they had no choice. But what ends up happening when you don't follow source material, or have no more source material to follow, is you get season 8 of Game of Thrones, right? Like you get that type of nonsense. Right.
I liked it. I thought Game of Thrones. I like season 8. If you watch the episode,
I like season 8. I just hate the way it ended. Like that last
exactly.
That last 1 hour. That last 1 hour was garbage, but the season was great.
I thought the season was great too. I just thought I thought Bran being king was ridiculous, but that was the end.
Andrew says that the writer's strike has me out of work right now, and that makes sense, right? Like because obviously there's the production, the downward effect of the entire production being at halt. I'm not saying that believe me, I'm not saying that the strike is good. I'm just saying movies and television right now are definitely on a downward trend. So when you have things that are underperforming, these studios don't necessarily want to pay. You're right. There's definitely people on the top that are making those calls, and those people need to get fired as well.
I mean, that's the thing. They're not. There's nothing to do with the performance. Like it's the price structure. It's the payment structure, which is just. Yeah. I mean, when the CEO is making $100 million and they're saying, we have to lay off
exactly
people, then that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I agree there too. Fred is on. Fred said, "What's up? What's up, Fred?" And then Fred also agreed with me. Season 8 was pure trash. Thank you, Fred.
The battle again.
The garbage was season 8, and I will die on that hill. Tony, you might want to get that.
The battle with the White Walkers was all right. I mean, we can disagree on that because I thought that was awesome.
Oh, you could see something?
Yes.
That's crazy. You could see something in that fight?
I could.
They forgot to turn on the studio lights when they filmed that.
It was a little dark.
It was a little dark, just a tad. Dude, when the dragons were fighting in the sky, I was just like, wait, what exactly is going on? I can't see nothing. Attentive says, yeah, Game of Thrones ending wasn't as strong as the series. You're right, 100%.
I also think, though, like shows like that, and it's kind of like with shows like Lost, too, where basically like they tease this kind of huge threat throughout like several years. It's almost impossible for it to not feel like a letdown when it finally is vanquished, because you've given us 8 years to think about it, and then it's going to have to end at some point. And like, 8 years and then end in 2 episodes. I guess that wasn't that big a deal. But
so
what else could they do?
So I kind of disagree, and only because I think season 8 could have been amazing had they given the time for what ultimately ended up happening. And I'm trying not to give spoilers, even though it's pretty
You can spoil it. It's been forever.
Yeah. What ultimately ended up happening if you gave time for that transition to occur.
I see, and this is where if you're talking about Daenerys being Daenerys, in my personal opinion, she was always that way. Yep. Like
I agree. She always had that in her.
She came in touch with, but because a lot of them were terrible people, we didn't kind of think twice about it.
But what she didn't do ever in a Daenerys kind of thing is kill innocents.
Well, but
that was against her character.
She never met them. Like she killed people who were in her way and who they happened to be bad because virtually everyone in Game of Thrones is bad. So it kind of worked out that way.
So here's the
always kind of like pretty quick to wipe everyone out. She was pretty quick to do that, in my opinion.
So think about back to the season where she went to that town and she took all the rich people and crucified them, every single one of them.
Those were the slavers, though. They were kind of douchebags. They kind of had it coming.
Yeah, so there was that. She never killed like the poor people just trying to get by, bro. Like,
yes, you deserve to die, and I hope you.
I felt that she always demonstrated the inclination to be a little bit overkilly, in my opinion.
Yeah. So and you have to remember, she snapped when they killed Missandei, when they cut her head off. That was it. You saw it in her eyes. You knew it was over. So that just pushed her over the edge. So it just made sense that she was going to go ham on.
She was always very much like this. I'm owed the throne. Like I'm going to break the system. But then she declared that she owed the throne because of the same system. So she kind of like she was no better. She was just
and even like taking a couple of steps back, right? Like legit, we've been waiting for the fight with the White Walkers for what was it, 9 years? Because they skipped.
They needed 2 episodes. Yeah, it should have been like 2 episodes.
And not only did they like wrap it up in an episode you couldn't see. Because you legit couldn't see it. I'm sorry, you couldn't see it. I had to change the brightness on my TV to actually see anything that was happening in that episode. Sorry.
First world problems. Wah.
I had to turn up.
I had to turn up the brightness and contrast.
At least you had brightness and contrast.
Here's where
back in my day.
Disagree with you on that. We got the battle at what is it called? That you couldn't see, that one you're talking about. We also got the battle when they were picking up the free folk on that by their Ocean's Edge. We also got that battle, which was wild. And we also got a couple other White Walker battles in there thrown in. So I think they paid it off over time. When John and that league of like 6 guys went across the wall to steal a walker, and they were stuck in the middle of that river.
That was a dumb idea.
It was a dumb idea. It was a dumb idea, but it was a great episode when they were fighting them off and John got left behind. Yeah. That was amazing.
They did my boy John dirty, straight dirty.
Of course.
Azura High did not get to take out the White Walker King guy. Like, sorry, I'm forgetting the thing. Sorry, don't crucify me here. Right. Like they teased this fight between him and he's not the guy to take him out. Get out of here. And then he falls in. He just doesn't want to rule. I don't want to. He became a wet blanket. Season 8, complete wet blanket.
He never wanted to rule, did he? That was never his thing.
No, I know he didn't really necessarily want to rule, but the whole thing was that it was always getting thrusted upon him.
Yeah. He's not. Raul's not mad. He's just disappointed.
Yeah.
In the last season, my boy didn't do enough thrusting. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, jeez.
Aboard.
I always give Game of Thrones grace because not many shows can say they gave me 7.5 years of
happiness.
So
they gave you 8 years, though. They gave you 8 years.
Not of happiness, not 8 years of happiness. They gave us 6 years, 5 or 6 years of happiness.
Raul, you sounded like those people that just like get mad at Star Wars now because they got way too much sense of ownership of the source material.
Mike, are you trying to trigger me?
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. You're one of those people too. I know you already did that, but
we've had that.
Those people kind of not good. I'm just saying. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All I'm saying is that the numbers speak for themselves.
You don't do nothing but go watch it in the movie theater. You didn't make anything. Take it easy. Take it easy. That's all I'm trying to say to you.
The numbers speak for themselves.
You mean the billions they make?
Right.
Well, they're losing money on that stuff now. Orlando says, "Oh, come on. 8 seasons waiting for winter coming, and the fight was 2 chapters of bad VFX and really moron ending."
Look,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I do not think I'm in the minority here in thinking season 8 was not right.
That's part of my point, though.
Any of our viewers that worked on Game of Thrones, this is not everyone's opinion. Just letting you know. I think that you did the best you could with what you had.
Everybody did the best that they could with what they had, but that doesn't. It also doesn't mean that you can't say I didn't like it. Like, we can say that. That's definitely okay.
But I think that anytime you tease something for that long, there's no way it could ever make it pay off to meet that anticipation. I think
when he grabbed Jon Snow could have looked at him and said, "Daddy," and that would have been awesome. They would have ended up just messing. Fred says, as a GOT hardcore fan, I watched season 1 to 5 over and over, but after 5, everything went to the dumpster. Yes, I agree.
After 5.
That's actually also when they ran out of the source material. FYI. Fred says it still hurts what they did. Yeah. That actually, as a matter of fact, that's why I hadn't watched what's the new one?
Game of Dragons or something?
House of Dragons.
House of Dragons is really good.
I like it.
Yeah, I believe that it is. I'm sure that it is. I'm just still scarred from season 8. But also, aren't they doing Snow? When does that come out?
Who knows now? Because it was in pre-production.
No, but I thought that was already like pretty wrapped up. No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know they were doing that. I remember hearing something about it, but did they actually like?
Yeah, it's been confirmed. I believe that they want to go back and fix the mess that they made with season.
My gosh, man, take it easy. All right.
Jamie B says so. The What's Good is not season 8 then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't do What's Good.
No, I had to step away during that time. Do we want to do it now?
Yeah.
Sure.
Giant says, I like the Starbucks cup scene. that was pretty good. And
remind me
JBB
not to
says,
mess up around you guys. Like, no.
JBB says, Snow Winter came, but there were no writers.
I was gonna say, so don't go and look at any of my shorts. Maybe we're going to keep this under wraps.
Look, it's okay to have opinions, guys. I have some very strong opinions about this stuff. It's okay.
Yeah, you do.
I don't need to love everything.
Yeah, you do.
I don't need to love everything. It's fine.
Actually, you start your strong opinions with I have strong opinions.
Yes, I do.
I'm just making fun of Tony for liking everything.
Yeah, I lay the base. Believe me, I set expectations before I go into my rant.
Hey, I hate the Batman, so I understand.
I haven't seen it, so I can't
Don't waste your time.
I hear a lot of people like it. I like my Batman to twinkle in the sun.
Oh, I like that one.
I would have preferred if he twinkled in the sun.
Do we want to go into what's good?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Bradley, let's start with you.
No. Yeah.
Yes. Don't mic this.
I'm not. So I got a great book recommendation from the B-Side, and I got my book in.
Oh,
D&D.
nice.
Look, Brad was using this book as reference or inspiration for a character that he was doing, and there's so many characters that I would normally not think about doing or have a hard time like getting an idea on, and this D&D book of all the characters, and it gives you like details about the characters and measurements and all this cool stuff. So thanks, Brad. I'm happy to add it to my collection.
It is a good book. It's got some really cool art in there.
Inspiration could come from anything.
You're not going to show off your chair?
I did last week. I did a whole picture thing of it.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that you pulled it off last week. All right, yeah. Brad, what's good?
My what's good is really just about the fact that I just want to the B-Side for the past couple of weeks. I've had Tony on with me, and I just want to thank him for coming on and showing his stuff. He's been doing lots of demonstrations. He did demonstrate with Mash and Maya not too long ago, and some rendering material stuff like that. All kinds of things that I don't know anything about, and I just wanted to thank him for coming on the show again. Like I'm always bugging him to try and get on there as much as possible, and it's always so much more fun with Tony on there too. So the good thing for me is having Tony jump in the show on the B-Side every Wednesday. It's awesome, and I just want to thank him again.
Nice.
Oh, look at that! He gave it away. He came out of the trailer just long enough to give Tony his accolades.
I'm like, what about all that shit you said before though?
Yeah. That's great. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. Tony, what about you? Wait, which finger is this? Which finger is this?
It's the middle one.
Okay.
No. I guess I gotta reciprocate because it's been fun coming on the show with Brad. As always, we do our thing.
All right, now you're real one.
No, that and I want to highlight
infinity window.
There we go. Sorry. An artist that I love who just put out this really cute character that I'm going to have to model is Zatranus. If you don't follow him on Instagram, he does great stuff. I can't show you his whole page because he has something spicy on there that I don't want to get hit for. But Zatranus, Zatransis. He's on Instagram. He does wonderful 2D illustrations. Check him out. And again, thanks to Brad. And as always, it's always fun to come on the show and just hang like we always do anyway. So that's my what's good. Cool.
That's a cool sketch.
I'm gonna have to do it. So yeah. All right, that's all I got to say about that.
That's all, folks.
Sorry, guys, my dog is losing it, so I could either keep the mic on and keep it moving, or I can mute and take care of it.
How dare you have a loud dog?
How dare me? All right. Yes, that would be Chewy. Mike, what's good this week?
My what's good is big shout out to Verizon Fios for forcing me to finally give you the Tony finger. And end my television service because they are out of control. So I just finally picked up Hulu Live Television, and I get all the channels that I would have gotten for Verizon for probably about 4 times as much per month. So that's my what's good.
But wait, you don't get internet? Like Hulu don't give you internet.
No. I kept my, so I can't give them the entire middle finger, only half.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
But they greedy. They want it all anyway, so they're hurt.
Give them the
because they don't have it
So
all.
just let me just, so this is me complaining, but this is what it was, right? I had a plan that they grandfathered me into, and they told me if I like my plan, I can keep my plan. Sound familiar? And then I had television, phone, I had television, phone, and internet. And it was the high speed FiOS, like the highest speed FiOS, and I think it was like $140 a month, which was awesome. So when I moved, I kept it, and then I moved here, and they were like, before I moved, I was like, "Yo, I can keep this, right? You know, let me keep this," and they're like, "Absolutely, you can keep it." So when I moved, they said, because you moved, you can't. You not only can you not keep it, but that $140 you were paying a month for the same channels, actually less channels now, it's going to cost you $290. So, and that was only because of the television channels. So they were like, but we're going to give you 2 months of all the channels. So it's cool. And I'm like, all right, well, how many do I get to keep after it's over with? 5.
Oh.
5 channels. So yeah, that's when I decided, okay, it's time for me to end this craziness, and I did. So as of last night, I'm a Hulu Live subscriber. Yeah, I'm free man now. So that's it.
So wait, so help me well, I guess you were grandfathered in, so no real reason to switch, but like, did you really watch that much TV to be paying for cable?
No, there's only like, like facts are I only wanted 5 channels. They just wouldn't let me have the 5 that I want. Yeah, and also I don't want to pay $280 for television. Like, that's crazy. Like, that is crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah,
so
that is indeed nuts.
Yeah. So anyway, $70 a month, live TV, all the channels.
What else is nuts is that we have Ivan on the stream. He says, hell yes, made it again. What's up, guys?
What's up, Ivan?
Come on. Yeah, that was a gold transition. Come on.
Yeah,
So,
you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you. Gracias. Gracias.
You're a hell of a guy. You're doing a hell of a job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's I just put Tony full screen. And guys, if you as he grabs his cat.
Just so you know, folks, this is Brewster. He turned 17 this week, so make sure you say happy birthday.
Oh, 17. Jeez.
Yep, he can start driving.
He can. By the way, guys, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, and share it out with anyone you think would like the content. Our anti Game of Thrones season 8 content. I went full screen. I didn't know you were going to sit there and just squeeze your cat for like 15 minutes. Bradley, I would have moved to you big screen, but you're in big head mode.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So what are we going on? What do we have going on here, Bradley?
I am putting nails on my monster hand.
All right, cool.
Actually do some. What? Well, dog, you asked me what I'm doing. You want me? How exciting do you want me to make nails?
Tell me what do you got going on? How are you making these nails?
Yeah, are you extracting them? Like, what are you doing?
So this was just a polysphere that I shaped into place, and then I'm moving around. So let's see. My goal is I'm gonna make it really, really like more monstrous once I get like a good idea of the shapes. But I think it's shaping out pretty decent.
Yeah, I would agree.
Pretty decent.
Got that toga going on.
Pretty. Ooh,
Living that toga life.
You know how it is.
Mike, you're getting that tracksuit line down the side there.
Yeah, man, that was hard. The inside, for some reason, it was on both sides, and it didn't want to separate for me. So it's crazy.
Jamie, if I knew how to do it, I probably would. I need to watch a tutorial. The whole time I'm like, the contact brush for placing my nails. I'm like,
I can't remember how that. I think do you use like the transpose line for that?
I don't even know, bro. But it will be thoroughly looked at when we're done with our stream.
Anybody remember how to, you know how the bottom does this thing where you see how I got this gap here? Can't get rid of it. At the bottom of my screen.
Can you just make a new document?
What?
Just go to
it's your document.
Use new document.
I don't think so. I think it's glitching because.
Just say no. And tap and drag once.
No, it's not.
No, it's glitching. You have to close the brush. It's glitching. That's a UI glitch.
Also, the size of it is tiny. Maybe, the size of it is tiny now.
Yeah, but you also don't have W size turned on next to new document.
Wait, W size?
Yeah, right by that new document button, there's that W size button, which makes it as wide as your window.
It was the format of the screen was too small.
Still, W size.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, I'm not going to do it because of how mean you were to Tony earlier, and I'm not used to that side of you.
I've already forgiven.
See how you bring it up again?
I've already forgiven.
That was a joke, though.
He forgot about his pain, and you just bring it right back up.
Nope.
Tony knows that was a joke.
That's not hashtag not my Brad Groatman.
Hashtag not my Brad.
Not my Brad Groatman. I don't know who this dude is. He mean.
You rough. All right.
Power's going in my head.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Are you?
So, guys, yeah, let's go ahead. So you're moving the fingers around the pole right now?
I'm using that.
Yeah, I gotta keep shit moving, guys. I gotta keep it moving. Come on,
good night, everybody.
Good
night, everybody.
He's describing what he sees.
Yeah.
Exactly
I'm using the
so how firm do you wrap?
You know how hard we've tried to keep Tony off the pole?
Yeah.
So hard. This is what happens.
Can't win. Yeah. What do I say to that? I'm using an anchor brush. And I'm trying to figure out. It's pretty intuitive. It's just getting used to it. So I just learned the anchor brush.
Where's that?
Well, the new joint.
Yeah, the new version. It's the first brush now. So it's anchor, and there's 6 different options, right? So move, rotate, scale, inflate, and twist. Okay. So you have to click on one spot, and your second spot is your anchor, right? So if I'm trying to bend the finger from this knuckle here, I have to click up here first, and then click on a knuckle. I'm in rotate, so it's going to act like a rotate transpose. So if I grab that top one, it'll flex that way. If you use move and rotate, you get a little more flexibility because I can take that and I can start to move it out if I need to distort it more, but it still rotates. The trick is see how it's kind of compressing and flexing a little bit, so it's not moving like a true bone, but that's okay. And I'm just figuring it out. And it's pretty intuitive. And
I would have never thought the last click was the anchor. I would think the first click is the anchor, and then
can you change it like you can with the stroke or whatever?
Yes. Well, you have to re-click. So like I'm in rotate, so now my anchor's here. So I just click off of it, and then I'll do I'll do it in reverse. That's all. So now it's anchored. It's anchored down here.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
So you just
Yeah,
click
that
it
would
in the
make
spot.
sense. Okay.
So now 1, 2, and now it's gonna move from the top. Yeah.
Where was that when I was posing my hand? I'm upset.
It's pretty useful. You just got to get the hang of it.
Nice. Thank you for that nugget of knowledge.
Yeah. Oof, that didn't work. Okay.
Oh, you're creating the spike. So you are incorporating the mask into the face. That's really cool.
Yeah, I kind of didn't realize a lot of the pictures I saw. I kind of couldn't tell if there were spikes hanging out in the background there, but they're different colors, so I have to kind of incorporate that a little bit in there too, because there's like orangish and greenish, and so he's very vibrant. At least in this one color, this one picture I'm looking at. There's so many different versions of him. I can't keep up with what's what, but kind of lock that in. But yeah, I think I got to make the face. Last week I think I was doing a lot of just blocking out on the face, but there needs to be a lot more because the face is. You got spikes now. When you got spikes, you have to kind of you have to earn the spikes. You have to have some
earn the spikes.
Some little fleshy things around the spikes to make the spikes look like they actually belong there. Little fleshy things. Technical term. That's what we pros say. That's what we say in the biz.
All right. I'm going to step away for a quick second. I'll be right back.
We'll return after these brief.
Now that that guy is gone, that was creating so much hate. Golly, man, I thought that was never going to end. Jesus.
I was a little uncomfortable, if I'm being honest.
All this hate, golly, man. Let's see. Jamie B double demonetized. That's funny. Tennant Slug says, "Dope, Tony. Thanks for showing us." Yeah, Tony, where were you a few minutes ago?
I was getting slammed by Brad.
I thought you forgave him. Why are we bringing it up again?
I was just talking about the belt. That's all I was talking about. Jeez.
Yeah, and I'll catch that belt after this stream.
But we all know, we always make fun when Tony will apologize stuff that no one's going to see. But
to be fair, Brad was right. So
you never tell your oppressor that they're right. Tony. That's
easy.
We're gonna have another. It's like that. It's like Wham. We're gonna have like the little stripe of the band.
Brad's
I'm
one of the
be
good
really
ones.
Interested to see how
Brad saw that. Okay, we're gonna change this topic real fast. Brad saw the new Wham thing, and now he's all about those Wham analogies.
That's right.
The Wham doc.
Everything in terms of Careless Whisper and.
What's Wham?
You wouldn't know.
What?
You wouldn't know, Bradley. You wouldn't know.
I don't know. I'm genuinely asking. What's
it's an unfortunately clothed band from the 80s. One thing I noticed from that documentary is that I forgot how short we wore our shorts back then. Very short shorts.
Brad, do us a demo. The question is, so what's the frame mesh method? Do it, Brad.
All right. So let's say this is actually what I use. So let's say I want to kind of use a curve brush, whether that be a curve brush for a belt or for a vine or something like that, and I want it to go around something. There's a couple of different ways of doing it, and the way I used to do it, which I don't know if this was superseded or if this is just always the way, but I used to do it. So I'm going to go to a curve brush here. So I'm going to go to this little bamboo brush. And what I used to do is just drag this off. And when you get off to the edge, hold down shift and it'll kind of wrap around and kind of give you, that. But the problem is if you want to do it on an angle, it's not always easy to get exactly where you want it. Or if it's going to be trim on a shirt, which is not a straight wraparound, how do you make the curve follow exactly where you want to go? And use that in your stroke menu here for your curve brush. Under curve functions, there's this thing called frame mesh, which basically will tell the curve brush to assign that curve path in a certain way. It makes it easier for you. So let's say for example, I wanted to have it go right around this edge right here. Well, I could, make a polygroup border here, and then I can go under stroke and go to frame mesh polygroups and just tap on there, and it's going to put a curve right there. And now I can just tap on there and add my curve right there, right? So I can do that for a belt or for trim or whatever. Like I said, it doesn't need to be a straight line around. It could be, someone's jacket. You want to put a trim around the collar. You can just kind of like make the collar its own polygroup. You could do that with polygroups. But you can also do it with other things as well. So for example, if I don't want to do polygroups, I can just go say to Z Modeler, hover over an edge and set it to crease edge loop complete, and it'll give me a crease all the way around there. And now when I go back to my curve brush, instead of going to frame mesh polygroups, I can do frame mesh creased edges and tap on there. And so I'm gonna hit that little frame mesh button, boom, and it goes right on that curve mesh, that crease thing, and now it's right there. So basically you can kind of like determine exactly where you want your curve to go by doing that. And again, it doesn't need to be a single line. So let's say, for example, I do something like this, where I have this kind of like open thing here. Well, I can do the exact same thing. Go to stroke. Instead of doing creased edges, just choose border. And now it's going to put it around that whole border. And then I get it going around, that part. So you can basically use polygroups, creased edges, or just an open border and tell ZBrush to put the curve there. And then you can just tap on it to make the curve brush apply. And it's just really useful for things, like I said, for like trim or piping on a person's character. You can just kind of like use the slice curve to make polygroups, and then just frame mesh that polygroup border. Like so. Again, quick little example. I will do it. Let's go to my slice curve, and let's say I want to come here with my slice curve and make this kind of crazy line here. Boom. Right now I got this polygroup border right there, and I can now go to stroke and frame the polygroup border instead. And now it's just going to tap and go right around there, right? So you can kind of like just essentially make the curve brush go exactly where you want by using polygroups or creased edges to kind of get that set up for you. So that's what I was talking about.
Nice.
I like Tony's way better.
I do too. I'm a convert. I've been converted.
So I'm setting up my wife's office. And if you guys are looking for a monitor, they have I just picked this up. This just got delivered to my house now. They have the Odyssey G51C 32-inch Samsung monitor for $230 at Best Buy, which I think is a great deal. If anybody's looking for a monitor. Not
how big is it?
32 inches.
I can't even remember how big my monitors are. I have to check this out because I don't know how I forget.
Big enough for you to see.
I'm in the space where I can't throw anything out until it breaks. My wife, you're not buying anything until it breaks. You gotta be happy with it.
And then Tony's gonna be like, somehow my monitor fell down the steps. I'm not sure how that happened. But,
I can make that happen.
Tony
calling
you could pull the Ashley approach and just light it on fire.
See, that don't fly in the Gore household.
No, I was just lighting candles, baby. They were for you. Attentive is asking, what's the resolution? The resolution is 1440p QHD.
That's the thing. I always see these big wraparound monitors. Like, what am I going to do with my old monitors?
You can do what I do. Put them in a box and put it in the closet.
All right. Joe Joba asks, what is it in centimeters?
That would be about 81 centimeters, I think.
Damn, Brad, you're quick on that.
Inches to cm. 81.28.
Oh,
job,
I forgot
Brad.
the decimals. Darn it.
I know.
Brad, I don't like how quick you were on that. Aren't you American? You're supposed to be
yeah, like we deal in freedom units here. Bob is waving with a pink hand. Welcome to the stream, Bob. I mean, it writes it out for us. Bob's asking, is there an online school where I can learn this? Learn 3D modeling and sculpting. It would be my assumption. Yep. You could. Yeah, Stylus League. You could definitely go check out Mike's anti-venom tutorial. I know Brad has some great tuts, as they say in the biz. He's got some great tuts as well that you can check out on rigging and animation. Is it on anything else? It's rigging animation, right?
Rigging, there's some animation in there too, but that's something that we should probably think about, that some more of these little project based things, because it'd be kind of cool to see these things put together.
Stand by.
Mm-hmm.
Please stand by.
But also, again, the Gnomon workshop, Mike's got a tutorial in there too for sculpting
right.
and illustrating. Definitely awesome to look at.
So,
Thanks.
Do you guys think that, and there's multiple thoughts of this, do you think it's still a good move to go like traditional college to break into the video game and VFX industry, or there's enough content around where you could teach yourself through tutorials and online workshops and mentorships? Like, what's your thought on that?
I think. Go ahead. First.
No, go ahead, Tony. You're the college professor. You got this.
It depends on the type of person you are. Because as somebody, I'm sorry, to do infinite screens. As somebody who does college, there are people who can just find all the tutorials, because everything you need to know is online. But some people need that mentorship and guidance to help them put it all together. Like because I have students that can look at 1 million tutorials, but they don't know how to put it all together, and they don't have any experience to make it all work and they don't know how to think in making something complete and polished or working together. And then you have the students who are independent, who are self-motivated and driven, and they can actually do it. The other thing I would say about college that has a benefit is you're creating a network of peers that are going to help you get those jobs if they're in the same like-minded space where you're all go-getters and you're all going to help each other, recommend somebody for this job or that job. You don't need to. There's ways around it. Like, there are people who get an entry all the time without going to college, but it just depends on the type of person you are. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And you guys and a lot of 3D artists and sculptors and what have you, you guys do a lot of mentoring as well, right? I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting into a mentorship without understanding the basics. So definitely go in, get your baseline, and then start to hone your craft. And once you start hitting up against that wall, get yourself a good mentor. Right.
So I'll ask this to Mike. Mike, so you do a lot of mentorships. Like, what level? Because there's like a give and take, right? Like, there's an amount of effort you're able to give of mentee. Is there like a set level you think you can work with to get someone to like I don't know, employable? Let's start like baseline employable, right? Like what level do you think someone would need to be that you could take on as a mentee?
Level 5.
So because I actually teach for an online school, and we have an intro to ZBrush course that covers 6 weeks of ZBrush, 6 weeks of Blender. It's one of those things where really it can be pretty you don't have to have a vast knowledge of things. I can get people started usually at an entry level where they're learning the tools, and I'm walking them through the basic principles of how to use the software, things of that nature, all the way up to advanced. I have somebody that reached out to me last week who wants to have sideshow ready type statues, and they're not far off from that, but they just want to talk about how to up the game. So it can be anything between those two areas. There are some people who only, I know that there are some people who only take on people who are at a certain level. But for me, I'm such a proponent of the software that, especially as an illustrator and someone who used it to help me achieve 2D illustration as well, that I'm not turning folks down unless they're super green. You know what I mean? And there's so many options for them to go on to the ZBrush classrooms or YouTube or whatever and just learn how to use some of the move tools and cut tools and things like that you don't even really have to cover those things if you don't want to.
Yeah,
I'll tell you from my personal art journey, and I've taken a lot of tutorials and classes. I think certain mentors are not suited to take on someone that doesn't know certain things at a certain level. You can really tell that they're only speaking to a certain level of person. So I think it's very clear that when you're taking on a mentorship, that the person is comfortable at your skill level and not just giving you busy work to help collect that check for that mentorship, right? So but it's and I think it's also good for people to know you have experience teaching people from zero to sideshow, which is dope.
Not everybody's a teacher, man.
I was about to say exactly that. I was getting ready to say exactly that. You're completely right, Tony. A lot of times, and I've met this, and you might have met these types of people growing up in the school system, that they're absolutely brilliant, but they don't know how to convey their knowledge to other people. Right? So just also make sure that anybody you have mentoring you can do that, right? Has mentorship as an ability that they have.
Absolutely.
Right? Attentive says, I have to say that one of your best tuts, Mike, best illustration tuts by far.
What's that?
Get them tuts out.
Oh, the anti-venom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can we illustration, was that anti-venom or was that?
Oh no. I'm sorry. That was the Gnomon. That was the Gnomon school. Yeah. I mean, if you want to learn how to if you want to learn how to go from a base mesh to a really kind of detailed thing, and you're interested in that anti-venom, it's on my art station, which is just Mike T Artworks. Click on the little thing above that has my link tree, and you'll go right to it, actually. But
there's a lot. If you go to our Discord, there's a discount on it for the month. So
there is a discount for the month. This is true.
Only for those who like the stream.
Yeah, you gotta like and share and subscribe and all that. You gotta be a member. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't do any of those things, we will disable the 20% discount.
You gotta.
We know who you are.
We know who you are.
Cut Raul's grass for a week.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Whatever works, dude. Whatever works. Let's get it moving. Mm-hmm. Yes. So Bob, hopefully that helps. And I am looking at the light counter, and it hasn't gone up since you came in here. So go ahead and hit that clicky. All right. All right. Legit going out, making sure that everybody does that. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and like the stream, subscribe to the channel, share it out with anybody that you think would enjoy the content. With all of that being said, gentlemen, we are at 12. So why don't we go ahead and pencils down, sideways, put it under your desk, whatever you need to do. Let's see where everybody has landed, and I'm going to start with
I will say this. I know you might be I am good for some OT if you guys want to do some OT. If not, we can close it out.
Yeah, I definitely am not, but you guys can definitely continue if you wanted to. Or you could, do it off stream for our Patreon. Wait, what? Damn. All right. So Brad, what do you where did you start today and where did you end?
So the main thing I did today was I played around with kind of starting to add some stuff to the torso. I made the shirt a little bit more jagged looking. I started blocking that in. I blocked in the belt. I blocked in some stuff on the neck and that kind of thing. Blocked in the gloves. Mostly just kind of trying to get the torso to start feeling like it's got some stuff on it that was instead of just like a play saver. I replaced his shorts with whatever this is, viney stuff, grassy stuff, whatever. It's like a hula skirt. He's gonna do a little dance afterward. Just started kind of refining things. So basically, I just want to kind of slowly begin to swap out some of the blocked out stuff for stuff that has a little bit more of an indication of where I'm going with it. Still not entirely sure where I'm going with it, but I do think it's going to be very much accessorized. So lots of fibery things and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I want to have a good little framework for it to be applied to. So we're getting there. We're getting there a little bit at a time.
All right, looking great. And where did you start? Do you have the save model from when you started?
I sure don't.
Okay, cool. Glad. All right, awesome. We'll move on. All right. What about you, Senor Tony?
All I did today was kind of enhance the hands and work on the pose a little bit. So not much, but the hands I felt like they were important. So because I'm going to do the sword next, and just having them placed and posed, at least started the pose correctly, and putting the fingernails in there was important. So not a lot, but an important step, I think. And there's no beginning pose. They were just kind of all flexed out and in a weird shape. So that's all I got done today, really.
All right, cool. Thank you, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about you, Bradley? Where did we start and where did we end?
Quick, before we leave out, could we answer Bob's question? I want to make sure.
Yeah, I was gonna cover it after we finish this round.
All right, cool. So today, this is, where's my epic pen? I love me some epic pen. There we go, some epic pen. I started today, this was my arm. I did some blocking out some shapes, and now it's like this. So it's coming along. I have to link also this very.
I see what you did there.
Right? But he's linked, right? Like link. Did I do it wrong?
No,
that's his name wrong. Okay.
No,
there's also like there's also like this metal thing or metal design that's also wrapping around his arm as well. I'm probably gonna end up changing this. I no longer like what that looks like, but it's coming along.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. And last but not least, Senor Thompson.
Yeah. So I've just been working on these pants and trying to get them to feel kind of the way I want them. So it's all the pieces are there now. I just need to go in and tweak some of the wrinkles and stuff like that. And then when I pose it, I'm not going to do a whole lot of deformation to those. But yeah, the pants are kind of where I wanted them to be so far. So I'll move on to the rest of the gear later on and keep it moving.
All right. Great. Thank you. All right. So yes, let's get to the last question of the stream, which is Bob's asking, for someone who is self-taught, what should I have in my portfolio to get a job?
And he's talking about like toys and collectibles, right? I think
correct. Yes, toys and collectibles is the industry. Don't everybody run at once.
Definitely make sure you have work in your portfolio that reflects the kind of work that you want to do. Yeah. Because one thing that I have had as an issue with students before is they think that by having varied work in there, that they have a better chance of getting a job. And while they might get a job as a generalist or somebody who can do, several different things and be put on different projects, you may not enjoy that work, right? Like I enjoy painting and sculpting characters. I'm not going to put in my portfolio environment work or weapons, or vehicles or things like that, right? Because I don't want to do that. But sometimes you're taught to put things in there and you cast a wide net and you might get a job. Now, are you going to like that job? Maybe not, So I always say, put in the work that you want to do. It's an easy thing, but something that you can, knock off the top.
Yeah, I agree. That's why Bradley only has faces in his portfolio.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
Can I make another add-on to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a couple of students who've gotten into the industry, and I always tell them, make sure your quality of work already matches with that's where you're trying to work. Does you have to fit in because they're not going to babysit you and show you everything. So your work has to be on par with what they're already producing. That's going to be your easiest way to get in. So yeah.
All right.
I have a completely different suggestion, theory / how you get there.
Bradley broke into the market really quickly. So what do you got?
I think Raphael Phillips is also a good example of this. The statue industry and toy industry, it is competitive as it's tough, especially if you're just getting started, which is why a lot are some statue people like Raphael starts like if you need to pay your bills, start looking at like production, like game and VFX stuff, because some of that stuff starts to hone you in, and like maybe being a statue or going to statue toys is like that's your Super Bowl moment, like you've made it. But if you're trying to look in like I need to feed my family and I need to like get to a certain skill where I could do X, maybe something like that is a good way forward to even still end up in statues and games. Because I like to get to like the Mike level, the Raphael, the Daniel, like those are the level of people that they are hiring for statue jobs. Unless it's like Funko and stuff like that, and like it takes years and like it takes a while to get there, and you can get there in time. But if you're like I need to feed my family, start looking at like production and video games and VFX stuff work, because that's a good way to get yourself in the door, start to feed your family, and you work up to that. Because like I know when I was getting started, I wanted to I love statues, I love sculpting, like I want to do that, but it took a very long time to even get to the point where I am now. And to be able to feed my family, like I needed to learn those production things. So I would say you will get there if you keep working at it. But if you want to feed your family, like right now, you want like start learning production stuff with sculpting and like and learning those trades, because you're not going to lose them. Like those will help you become a great statue toy sculptor.
If I could piggyback off of what Bradley just said, because that's great information. Also, even if you have fantastic work and you present it, there are a lot of companies that have people that they've already worked with that they want to do that work. So, prime example, I've done statues for Sideshow, but it's very difficult for me to get superhero statues from Sideshow because they have these guys who are rock stars, and there's no questioning that. And they kind of keep going back to those guys over and over again. So it's very difficult for me to get my foot in that door, even though they know what I'm capable of. Right. So even, I would just say be tenacious too. Don't take no for an answer, obviously be cool about it. But at the same time, if you do personal projects, which is what I've done, a lot of personal superhero stuff, you never know. You might get somebody to raise their eyebrow after the fact, even though they haven't worked with you on that particular kind of project. So that's another thing.
And harass.
Always.
Yeah. Always. Oh yeah, like like starting out for it was daunting, like to see like Mike and Danny and all I can't tell you how many courses before actually got with Mike like that I took from him, and it came to like a real realization, like I'll get there, but if I want to like be able to pay bills, there's always like positions in film and games and stuff like that, and they hire character artists. Like that's why they have like character artists like associates, level 1, level 2, because there's points to get in, and it doesn't have to be your end goal, but you also get to meet people, you learn a lot of cool things, and being in the room with people who are way better than you is also like amazing too. Like you have to pick their brains on like how do you do that and stuff like that. So I wouldn't poo-poo that pathway, and don't feel like it's a failure if you do, because it's just one step to getting there.
Yeah.
Yep.
On a final note on this, and this is applicable for any career, build out your network, right? Build those relationships across the board, whether they be with other artists that help push you to be better, or just like in the industry that might have your best interests in mind when these types of positions and things open up. It is art, but it is still a job, and the like going into any industry, your network and the people are only gonna help you break into anything you want to do. So with that being said, if nobody has anything additional to add, Brad, I know you didn't comment on it.
Yeah, but these guys know way more than I do about how to break into this particular business. I'm just learning with you guys. So
okay. All right. So any additional comments on this before we drop off the stream?
Nope, we're good.
All right, guys.
Good one.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Remember to like, subscribe, share out to everybody. And with that being said, thank you guys very much for joining us this week. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.
Howdy.